July 12, 1926, a future physician joins the world. William Kenneth Schubert grew up in a time in which dangerous infectious diseases raged around the planet. The eldest son of Amanda and Wilford Schubert, Bill grew up in a comfortable household that also included two younger brothers and his grandmother. Both his father and uncle were engineers. He was mechanically inclined and did well in science classes. But young William had frequent ear infections, and when a new procedure, laryngotomy, cured the problem, medicine became his focus, which was encouraged by the family. By the time he was a junior in high school, World War II had begun. His first stint at the University of Cincinnati in 1944 was cut short when he was drafted into the Navy to be trained as an electronic technician's mate. He learned to operate and repair radios, sonar, and radar. Photographs and newsreels of ships torpedoed provided more than a bit of encouragement.
And is sinking rapidly in the Mediterranean. The veil of ship foundered.
The war ended before Bill could set foot on any ship, but he credits his training as a big help in his future research career. Yet an even bigger wartime life-changing event happened in Chicago during his training, when he met Mary Jane Papern, his future wife, long-term love, and lifelong support. Discharged from the Navy, Bill returned home in 1946. He resumed his studies at UC in pre-med and completed them in 3 years. He married Mary Jane and in 1949 graduated Phi Beta Kappa. Mary Jane worked to cover living expenses, and while his father and the GI Bill student assistants covered tuition for medical school, Dr. William K. Schubert graduated with honors in 1952. During his internship at Indiana University Riley Children's Hospital, he was torn between his old love for pediatrics and surgery. Bill and Mary Jane chose the shorter residency requirements of 2 years for pediatrics and decided to return home to his hometown in Cincinnati Children's.
Bill was the champion of all of the pediatric physicians in Cincinnati, and in particularly the community physicians who were really the backbone of the Children's Hospital. They loved to come to Children's Hospital, they considered it home, and it was Bill who made them feel at home when they came to the Children's Hospital.
The 1950s were the baby boom years, and residents were kept very busy. After completing his residency, Bill stayed on for a research fellowship.
He's an interesting guy because he was in private practice and had an office not too far from here over in Hollister Avenue over in Mount Auburn. And he came and did a fellowship in hematology-oncology and was interested in hematology, but got more interested in hepatology, that is the study of liver disease, and that prompted him to come back here as a full-time faculty and subsequently the chief of staff and then the departmental chair, the head of the research foundation, and the director of the Children's Hospital.
During his years directing the CRC, Bill made many important contributions with research on Reye's syndrome, iron deficiency in infants, and celiac disease. In 1968, he established the Division of Gastroenterology. It was the second pediatric gastroenterology division in the country. The battle against childhood diseases needed generals, and Bill soon filled that need. Bill Schubert went on to other key leadership roles. He was chief of staff and director of the pediatric residency program. In 1979, he was appointed chairman of the Department of Pediatrics and director of the Children's Hospital Research Foundation, roles he held until 1993.
Dr. Schubert is a man who combines an absolute brilliance, a tremendous commitment, and a warmth of personality that just makes you want to be with him and listen to him and work with him.
In 1983, Cincinnati Children's turned to him for another major position. He was appointed president and CEO.
When it came time to pick someone to lead Cincinnati Children's in the next chapter of its institutional life, there was really no choice other than Bill. He had great relationships with parents, great relationships with researchers, with clinicians. The board had worked with him on various issues over the years, and he certainly had the confidence of each of the board members. And he led Cincinnati Children's to new levels of performance that none of us had really aspired to, but we had all hoped for.
Bill Schubert is one of those individuals that you want on your board. He comes with a 50,000-foot perspective. He doesn't get into finite things or his own special interest. Never does that. He helped the Health Foundation directors and the staff see what the total community needs were rather than some individual thing.
Along the way, Mary Jane, Bill's wife, worked tirelessly at home, caring for their 4 daughters, Carol, Joanne, Barbara, and Nancy, while he spent long days and many nights at Children's. She was and remains today his constant source of support. His soft-spoken, understated manner belies Bill Schubert's extraordinary skills and achievements. During his 17 years as chairman of pediatrics and CEO, Cincinnati Children's added new patient care services and research programs, recruited top physicians and scientists, built new facilities to house expanded programs, and he presided over a period of growth and financial stability. When Dr. William Schubert started his career in medicine, it was a different era. Dr. Schubert also made house calls. Through his brilliance as a physician, researcher, and teacher, through his dedication, caring, hard work, force of personality, and real-world leadership skills, Dr. William K. Schubert helped to change the face of pediatrics. He helped take Cincinnati Children's from a small hospital and research facility to what it is today, one of the nation's premier pediatric medical centers. Countless children in our region and across the country have been touched by Bill Schubert's extraordinary legacy as a pediatrician, teacher, scientist, and leader.